alive, George.
Evening, everyone. That was something different. I actually heard the intro for the first time on my phone, so
Can't help but sing along to it.
yeah, that was interesting. So that's positive. Well done, StreamYard, for improving your accessibility. Well done. Evening, everyone. Hope we're all doing well. Welcome to the Arsenal Women Chat Show. We are back on a Friday after another decent kick around with the girls on Wednesday. It was a bit. I don't know what was easier, that game or Chelsea. I think Chelsea was a bit easier, but evening Gav. So yeah, as you can see, I've got my lovely guests, so I'll introduce them. Come with the man, come with the hour. Darren, how are you, mate?
Good, thank you. Glad it's the end of the week. Looking forward to Sunday immensely.
What, just to see me?
Well, to see you. Also, on one of the social media platforms earlier on, I see a plane full of Corinthian fans, almost reminiscent of what we were doing on the train, slamming the walls, singing the songs. I'm assuming they're coming to London for the women's game. I'm assuming. It was all in Spanish and Portuguese, though. I couldn't understand a word it was saying. Has anybody ever seen that video?
I've not seen it, but they was there on Wednesday, weren't they? And they was really the atmosphere was really good for them.
It looks like there's a plane full more coming.
Bring it on, mate. Like, you know what I mean? It's weird playing against teams with atmospheres. That was one thing that did disappoint me. So obviously, I went to the first game again for Gotham versus Corinthians, actually, and I was quite disappointed. If I'm not going to lie, that I've learnt one of the Gotham chants. It's right. Bear with me because it's really hard. It goes, "Let's go Gotham, let's go." So yeah, I learned that one.
Go defense. All that rubbish.
No, we didn't even have any of that. It was just "Let's go Gotham." So yeah, that's just me being cheeky.
Not very imaginative when it comes to their chants. And apologies to Catherine if you're watching.
Evening, Catherine. Thanks for joining. But yeah, that was a bit disappointing. It was like watching the Chelsea of America. But there you go. So Kev, how you doing, mate?
Great. Apart from the cough, which I'll try and keep under control.
That's why I can't, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, and really up for Sunday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm confident. I'm not worried. Right, it's Arsenal at the end of the day, isn't it? Like, either I watch both them games. I know playing AS far away or whatever they're called, like, is like they made Frida look good. That's how good it was. So but yeah, I'm not really worried. We play our best team that we have. I think we get the job done Sunday. James, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good. I think I'm the same as everybody else, hoping that whatever it is I've got during the week decides to do one before Sunday, but hopefully with a couple of days of rest we'll be all good and ready to go.
Did Rangers win last night?
Nah. It's not the apocalypse yet. You're all right.
It's you said, George.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Yeah, so. Yeah, I only know Rangers lost because my granddad was on the phone ranting about how rubbish Rangers were. So yeah, and Laura, good to have you back. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm the same, buddy. I think we've all caught the plague from the bridge.
Yeah, probably.
We've all got a bit of a cough from there, and that's the only place I can think of that we caught it. So I'm also hoping I'm going to be better by the time Sunday rolls in.
Yeah, cool. Obviously, just hello to everyone in the chat. Obviously, just before we start, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has supported what we're doing over the last few days. For those who don't know, we did get like our biggest views from our watch along, which Ryan brilliantly set up and helped with that. So thank you, Ryan. So that's Mr. Arsenal Podcast. So we've got over 11,500 views on that. That's a lot of people wanting to see my brother on a watch along in the end. Don't know. I appreciate it. So, but yeah, that's listening to Austin and all the other guys that helped with that, like Ryan, Liam, Catherine. So really, thank you for that. Let's get Hold on, we'll go to the comments actually. Is it just Catherine?
No, Catherine's obviously in saying hello. I think Ryan's on all 3 accounts saying hey, because all 3 accounts have somehow
No,
managed to.
that was actually me
Oh, was that
saying
you?
hey to Catherine, and I was a bit confused why it come out like that. So
All right,
I was
I
just
think
trying
it's
to.
because you like to. Oh, I thought it was Ryan maybe coming in.
No, that's fine.
As I say, the gooder looking brother of the Wills is in. Chris, he's saying good evening, guys. Dorian is in. He's saying
Hey,
hello.
Dorian. Hey, Chris.
Catherine said battle of the Arsenal voices. BA Scotland's band.
If it's not a battle though, is it? Like we do this every week, so we're
And
like
good
we
old
take someone.
Rosie's in the house as well tonight. She's saying
Hi,
make sure you
Rosie.
piano and following everyone on socials.
Thank you for that. Cool.
Had is on as well, so yes, so he's saying hello, guys.
Right, so let's get into Wednesday. Obviously, I'll start with you, Darren. We obviously played AS FAR. Was you confident going into that? Sure, like whatever team we put out, we was gonna be the favourites of whatever way you look at it, because I think it's just a big thing for them to even play a team like Arsenal, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I think it's like we said on Wednesday, we're going into the unknown on this one because I doubt many of us, if any of us, knew much about AS FAR at all. The only thing I knew was that they were an army team from Morocco and that they had won their respectively 12 times in the last 18 years. So I thought, well, I've obviously got a little bit about them, not knowing much about Moroccan football. But when, again, as I said on Wednesday, I asked my friend who's from Morocco, have you ever heard of him? And he went, never heard of him. So then that kind of like put the seed of doubt in my mind. They're probably going to be crap. And it turned out they were crap. We put out a C team on Wednesday and we still steamrolled them.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was good to obviously stick with you, Darren. It was still good to like see Russo being able to be rotated, because I think we saw the better of her with that. But also, Vicky Palova got a start, didn't she? It's a really interesting debate about Palova. What was your thoughts on her? How do you think she done? I'll be honest, I wasn't hugely impressed.
I think it's hard to be critical of anybody on that particular night because I don't think we were really tested.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know, mate. Let's if she plays on Sunday against a better team, shall we say, then we can maybe dish out some harsh criticisms or worthy praise, no matter which way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we were really tested that much. What really disappointed me was Frida. Oh my God, she was awful. I know that second goal was wonderful. It was really
good. Player of the match, didn't she?
Yeah, and that was the biggest surprise of the match. At the end, when they announced it, all of us, Isaac, me, and all the others around us went, "How the is that been?" But then again, you go onto the BBC website and you look at the ratings. I don't know if anybody else did. I think it was Russo, because she got 2 goals, was up there in the 7-point somethings. And Frida, if I remember correctly, was down in either the high 4s or low 5s. So at least some of the BBC knows what they're doing. But to award Frida player of the match for that particular game was a little bit bizarre, to say the least. She was wasteful, embarrassingly wasteful. That one in the second half, if you all remember it, when she was through on goal and somehow it went up to the corner flag. I mean, like, our jaws, everybody in the ground, their jaws dropped in absolute amazement. How the hell has she done that? Yeah, Frida.
I think Frida has shown that she, when she becomes a squad option, if you reinvest in the team, she does become a squad option, like someone you probably.
Well done, George.
You see that, George? But Frida, in all honesty, if you think back to some of the goals that she has scored, she does score some good bangers as well. But she should hold her head in shame. I don't want to be too overcritical because I love the girls and I don't want to give them a hard time. But frankly, that was embarrassing. And now Laura's on mute as well. You're on mute, Laura.
I bet he's got a phone call. Phone call happens every line. So he does. Then he comes back.
Well, let's just get. Oh, there he is. He's back.
I'm not talking about Frida ever again because that is the last 3 times I've mentioned Frida, someone has called me.
Tell that goose, shut up. I love Frida, is probably what they said.
Yeah, but basically, I think she's a squad option, and we'll move on from that. In case someone else calls me. Laura, I'll come to you obviously about the Palova situation. I know it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she was rubbish on Wednesday and that, but I think obviously if she didn't start, I think that the writing was on the wall there. But now she started. Do you think it'd be a bad decision if they did renew Palova, just for say an extra year, but then sent her on loan, say to someone like Ajax for a season to see if she could get back into it? Then you're not really losing out, are you?
No, I agree with you there. I don't think it would be in terms of Vicky Palova and the player that we know that she can be. I don't think it would be a bad idea if we did that. But I think people also have to remember, that Vicky Palova has come back from an ACL. We've seen Beth Mead take a very long time to come back from an ACL. We've seen Leah Williamson take a very long time to come back from an ACL. We've seen Viviana Miedema. I know many people say who, but we've seen her struggle to come back from an ACL. We've seen Laura Wainwright come back and struggle. And I think the most important thing with Vic is she's just not getting the game time. Simply because, as sad as it is to say, like Mariona is always going to get that start before her. Kyra Cooney-Cross at the moment is going to get that start before her. Kemi Little's always going to get a start before her. So, and even then, I dare to say it, that Frida Manham's going to get that start before her, and that's really bad at the moment to say, considering how Frida's playing. So it's a sad state of affair and how it's happened with Vic Palova, because before her ACL, we knew how good of a player she was becoming, and we were really excited to see what she was going to provide Arsenal over the next few seasons. And then, of course, she goes and does that nasty injury that we all hate to hear about.
I think that's absolutely bang on with the injury. Sorry, Darren. Like, I think as well what some people are not thinking of as well, and this obviously is just idle rumours, so this is only my opinion. It's nothing concrete. But if we do go and sign Georgia Stanway, and it looks like we're looking at the one we went for before from Germany. I can't pronounce her name properly. So is it Reitala or something like that? Reitala. So that's 2 positions ahead of Palova now. If you're looking at a midfield 3, you're probably looking at Stanway or Reitala with Kim and Mariona. So, and I think it's really harsh as well, like, because we know she's got the talent, because we've seen it. Like before she got that injury, but she like you guys say that she's just not had that time. I think she could have had more game time personally. Like, we could have seen a bit more of Kim, Vicky, and Mariona in the midfield 3.
Sorry, George. I personally think Vicky should have started over Kyra.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about it, and obviously Kyra had to go away and do what she had to do in terms of her mum. We were starting to see the bits of Kyra coming back, but there was times where you were like, we just needed Vicky Palova in there to be able to throw a tackle in. We just needed Vic's defensive work rather than Kyra. We've all said it. We find Kyra's defensive work very lazy. There's just sometimes she's just not willing to defend it, whether Vic would have done that. But
if you got Kyra as a squad option, you're not like I say, if you're looking at those 2 potential signings in the summer, Kyra, Kim, Mariona, that's a lot. You'd feel a bit more. I would feel a lot more confident and comfortable with that in my squad than I have the midfield now, personally. And Austin's alive, apparently. I don't know if he was meant to be dead or something, and now he's come back alive. I don't know. What? Yeah, you're alive. And he said who. So if you watch the women's show and not just go for the vibes for the games, just because you want to see Darren Austin, you'd know who these players were. So that's my little bantery dig at Austin.
I think he's getting at the whole Viviana Miedema thing.
Oh, okay, I'll let him off.
Because
He probably don't even know who that is. So to be honest, he only knows who Russo or some of the players is because he talks to people who have names on the back. He probably thought that Darren's name was actually Blackstinius before he met like Darren Blackstinius. So yeah, but I'm not going to hugely, obviously after a 6-0 win, I'm not going to hugely criticise Pullover, but I do think it's a really interesting debate what you could do with her, because I do think there's players at the club that I would rather see out the door quicker than her. I don't see no harm in giving her a 2-year deal, because she can't be on that much money, and then seeing for a year how she does, or even 6 months, how she does, say on loan, playing week in, week out for, say, someone like Ajax. What are you going to lose? You can either make your money back on her, or she just goes similar to now. I don't know. Maybe that's kicking an issue down the line, but like if, for example, if we had the choice out of Pullover or Frida Mornham's contract ending, but you had to keep one, I think we probably would all say a similar name.
Yeah, I would prefer over Frida at the moment. Yeah. I think for me, Frida is one of the ones that we need to see going out the door. I think it's hard to say because I really like, at one point I did really like Frida, but I just think our recent performances and things just aren't up to the standards that we need players at Arsenal Football Club to be.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Austin's comment. So he does know who Miedema is just because she's dating Beth Mead. I love that. Like, don't worry that she was a footballer, mate, or like she was probably a WSL legend, but she's dating Beth. So yeah, Austin's on it, mate. Like, he knows all the couples across the WSL, and he loves Darren. So that's him not on the show next time.
He's
so
not dating me, I can tell you.
Mate, you couldn't put up with him, Jesus. I'm telling you, like, you'd be like in the pub from 9 a.m. Every match day. Oh yeah, you already are.
No, I'm not. My name's not Belinda or Felix. I'm not there that early. But we have a quick word on Beth Mead since
definitely.
You know, she's one of the others that are rumoured to be on their way out as well, which I think is an absolute shocker. Unless it's for personal reasons, then fair play. But if it's for footballing reasons, no, Arsenal. She needs to stay. Give her what she wants, 2-year contract. She's fucking Beth Mead. Keep her. She's playing a blinder this season.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, I agree. I think I've said it before. I think you look at the players that are out of contract this year or this season. Beth Mead is one of them, but also a certain Emily Fox is one of them. But I'd be expecting them to sign new deals. I'll be honest, I don't think you see a summer, and I'll come to James with this. I don't think we see a summer, James, where we see Beth Mead and Caitlin Ford both leave. I think it's one or the other. Do you agree with that? Or I know who I would pick, but do you think that happens?
Yeah, I've obviously said, I've said for a wee while now, we need a major clear it. I think we've all kind of came to terms in the understanding that that's not going to happen in the one window. To replace, as you say, I think we've got 4 or 5, possibly 6 players that are out of contract. Obviously, a few of the negotiations have gone well. Others that haven't really mentioned much yet, but
yeah,
I think to try and replace that many, more so, I think if it was the men's game, we could turn it on a pin. But being the women's game and the way the women's game is, I think it'll be a lot harder for us to do. So I do think there'll be a few changes, but as you say, in the sense Beth Mead, I think she's Barnett's proved if she wants to stay, she deserves a new deal.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's one of the big points. It's a small word, but if she wants to stay,
yeah, no,
deserves it.
exactly.
I think it's been
That's right.
proven that Beth Mead wants to stay at Arsenal simply because it was Beth that said no to going to London City Lionesses in the summer.
Yeah, if you want to leave, you don't say no, do you?
Every time she scores or gives an assist, she bag taps. It's a passion there for Beth. So for me, I think Beth does want to stay at Arsenal.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I think she does stay, if I'm honest. But obviously, if you believe the rumours, there are the players that we're looking at as well. It could be an exciting summer because they're the sort of players we're looking at that we've been rumoured. And I'd say they're a little bit more than rumours because obviously they're coming from people that know a lot more probably than all of us. But yeah, like I think some of the players, like even the Barcelona defender, they're the sort of level players that we need to be looking at. So it could be an interesting summer. But I agree with Beth. I think week after week she's been standing up when it needed to be counted, like she did at Chelsea, and I just think she's deserved to sign a new deal. I wouldn't do 3 or 4 years personally, but I think this would be her last big contract. So like, even if you gave her a 2-year deal with a year, like an extra year, I think that would be fine. Kev, obviously chatting about Beth. Are you in the same sort of thinking with that? Like, she obviously her performances that she's put in, she, like Laura said, she's playing for the club, isn't she? Like, and she's actually helping the club develop and go forward, not like some of the other players are.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, she turned that move to London City down, as we hear, to prove a point and to fight for the Arsenal. And yeah, she's almost back to her best. Yeah, she's lost a touch of pace, but then you do as you get a little bit older.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Unless your name's Kimmy Little.
Yeah.
Train crazy training schedule. I mean, constantly on YouTube watching little interviews with players, and the answer to who trains the hardest is always the same: Kimmy Little. And if we win 1.7 million at the weekend, we can get her a hyperbaric chamber. So we can keep her going for another 10 years.
Expensive.
Has earned already the chance at another contract.
And I do get what Dorian's saying, that she could earn more. That she'd earn more if she went on a free in the summer. But I think the way she's playing, she looks to me someone who wants to stay at the club and still sign. Like Darren said, if it's for personal reasons, last time I checked, London to Manchester is probably quicker than Peterborough to Boreham Wood. So it's not like it's the end of the world. But I think if it's for footballing reasons, unless you're moving abroad, unless she's going to like America or somewhere, I don't see where else she would go. Personally, she wouldn't go to Man City because she wouldn't play, and that's just being brutally honest. Maybe United, but I just don't see that. She would never go Chelsea. So, and it's us. So she'd have to take a big, massive step. But hopefully she signs a new deal. And
to be fair, I think Beth Mead is obviously wanting another go at the World Cup, isn't she? So I think she's going to be looking to be.
Was it Tim Stillman said somewhere? I'm sure I read it, that the players who are going to be let go have already been contacted, and the players who are potentially going to be signing new deals have been contacted as well. So if you're going on body language, if that's true, Beth Mead doesn't look. Yeah, she's a professional, but I don't care what anyone says. It would, if you were told that you're playing for someone, but you're being let go in the summer, it would affect your form. That is just human nature. Like, all of us here have worked. If you're working and you're being told you're being left in the summer, you're not putting 100% into it. Like, even if it's just 1 or 2%, you would still lose that. So that's why, from my own view, I think Caitlin Ford has been told she's being let go, because the way she's playing looks like that. The way Beth's playing doesn't look like that. Beth, Fox, and Catley for me look like the ones who have been told that they're going to stay, and McCabe, Ford,
going.
Yeah, that's what I think personally.
I think that'd be a real shame if I mean, Kate McCabe, I would give a year contract, but tell her you're probably going to be on the bench more than not, love.
But if I ask you this question, and Darren, obviously this is a bit from what we're talking about, but if we go for if we sign the fullback from Barcelona,
on a bad game.
And you keep Emily Fox, where's Katie McCabe getting that team?
You're down the list, but you're still on the bench.
Before Katie McCabe.
That's what I mean. So I'm not saying that we have to sell her. I'm just saying, like, if you want to make that big step forward, maybe sometimes you have to sacrifice someone, and she could be that person. Obviously, it's all if, buts, and maybes, and I don't do absolutes. That's for Austin's benefit. He likes that on TikTok, but
I hear you.
I you know what I mean. I'm just not sure. But she's played a couple of good games this season, but she hasn't been overly amazing. But everyone knows I don't like McCabe, so that's probably what people are saying in the chat. So
Dorian having a pop at me. Sorry, Dorian. That's my Essex talk.
Why? What did you say?
Because I said you'd be on bench, love, and he's come back and said, I don't think Rennie would be that patronising to call her love.
I thought you meant the bench. But
sorry,
yeah. But I think you look at levels for me, mate. If we want to improve the squad, you look at the levels. If we get the girl from Barca, that's a big, massive upgrade on McCabe. If you've got Fox at left back or whoever at left back, personally. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. I think we could have about a 5 or 6 hour show on transfers, so we might have that pleasure. Going into, obviously, carrying on with the game, Darren, obviously, we saw Stina start. What was your thoughts on her performance? Obviously, we know you're a big fan of her. You've not mentioned it really, but what was your thoughts on her? Do you think, and this is an honest question, do you think consistently she could push Russo as a first starter?
No.
Sell her then. But it's just my thing. I just think you need to, if we want to improve the squad, it's got. Yeah,
but I think that's a hard thing, Jules, because in my mind, and I've said this 100 times, and I'm not a tactician, or I don't strictly watch the game as some people do. But in my mind, Russo and Stina are completely different players. And I think that's to everybody's mind, actually. Stina, she leads the front line. She's an absolute pest at the front. She appalls those defenders left, right, and centre. She makes gaps. She doesn't always get the ball. And, yeah, she's sometimes offside. Whereas Russo she's a grafter. She will be, on that halfway line, making things happen, driving forward, splashing the ball out left and right, getting a return ball, or crossing it in herself. Stina doesn't do shit like that. Yes, she will back sometimes and, be a bit aggressive in some of the tackles that she does, maybe, but that's not really her game. So I don't think you can compare them to like for like in that respect. And, yeah, they're both strikers, old-fashioned strikers, I guess, at the end of the day. Stina has proven time and time again that she is not a real starter. I mean, it was a good header on 6th, 7th minute, whatever it was. It was a good header. That's what strikers should be doing. They should be getting their heads onto these balls being crossed in from Miller, was it? I don't know. I can't remember who's crossed it in. But yeah, like for like, I don't think we can really compare that. What really peed me off today, and I read it on, again, one social media platform, was some twat coming on and saying, Stina needs to be gone. Russo come on and did more in 10 minutes than she did the whole game. Hello, my friend. Reverse the roles. Sometimes it's the other way around. Let's be fair about this. In respect to goal contribution, and this is what this guy was talking about, goal contribution. I'm going to shut up as I keep going on because it really, I don't know what his name was. I should have made a note of it, but it really angers me a little bit. And not because I'm president of the Steiner fan club, but because you shouldn't criticize people unless you've got the actual facts. And this guy's clearly beep, beep, beep.
So what my point is it with the thing is that I think we need to probably have another centre forward that actually you can rotate and push Russo with, as we saw on Wednesday. And I know it's completely a different outfit, so just play devil's advocate with that. But imagine having the thought of Leslie Russo coming on for like 20, however long, grab you a couple of goals or goal at the end. Do you get what I mean? So if you look at some teams, do you know what I mean? I don't think Steiner's that option, but no. I just wonder if, I don't know, could you go down the route of having 3 strikers that they're all different, or is that too striker heavy? Do you get what I mean?
You can never have too many strikers, as far as I'm concerned. And
no.
Maybe Renee is content with what she's got at the moment, because ultimately at Arsenal we don't rely on one goal scorer like Man City do, for instance. If Bunny don't score, they're buggered. We can get our goals from anywhere on the park, front to back. So maybe Renee's quite content. Maybe she's quite content with what she's got at the moment, knowing very soon, well, not very soon, but in a few months' time, 6 months' time, whatever it may well be, a certain Michel's going to be coming back. And she's going to be knocking on the door again. And I think we all know that she's going to be pushing Steiner further and further and further onto the bench when she is back fit and firing.
Yeah, so maybe I don't think we see her this year.
No, but that's what I'm saying, Jules. Maybe Renee's content with the way we are set up at the moment, knowing that we can score from any position, not just relying on our front two as such.
Yeah. Just obviously touching on the fact that you were saying, Darren, there, that obviously somebody hasn't clearly done their homework, because Steiner has obviously started 12 matches, 5 goals and 2 assists.
There we go.
Alessia Russo has 13 matches, 5 goals and 3 assists. So there's not much of a difference between the two of them at the moment.
No, but the work rate is, if he was talking about the work rate on its own, then I would absolutely agree with this person. Christina, like I said, she's a pest up front. She creates that overlap. She creates a space for that ball to come through, a la Beth Mead Champions League final. Whereas Russo is running around. I don't want to say like a headless chicken, because she's not, but you know what I mean. She's running around everywhere, causing mayhem to everybody that's got the ball at their feet. Completely different players. You can't like for like, apples for pears.
Yeah. I will say that it is a completely different player, but as I've said many times when it's came to Steiner is an old-fashioned striker. She's a striker. Like you say, Russo's the one that does the running a bit. The prime example is obviously we're for Scotland, so we use Rangers and Celtic as that example. Celtic had Chris Sutton and Henry Larsson. Rangers have had the likes Nacho Novo and stuff. And one always done the running, and the other one sat on that defender for the full 90 minutes. Didn't matter if for 89 minutes it was a case of sitting there going, "Oh, what did you have for your breakfast this morning? What did you update the weekend? Well, we got to get a game of golf on Monday." Because it was always that turn a pin, that one ball. They switch off, and all of a sudden Steiner's in. And that's, I think, as well, but Arsenal lack sometimes. We've said it many times before. She gets caught offside a lot, but there is times before she's offside, you see the hand get out and the pointing.
Yeah.
Put the ball there. That's where I want it. Hit it right there, and I'm putting that in the back of the net. And if we get better, I think Steiner will get better.
But she doesn't know. She's pointing for 2 reasons there, in my opinion, James. One, yes, she wants the ball, and also put a seed of doubt into the defender's head. That's where it's going. She then brings her across. There's a big gap there. Ball goes through to whoever it may well be. Bang, goal. But Steiner is fast. She's not a road runner, but she's bloody fast. And when she comes on late and these tired, the defenders, the old adage, the tires are knackered, then these defenders are on their last legs and she can just skip rings around them. Anyway, better move on about Steiner, as we'll be there all bloody day about her.
No, that's a good point. Like, and it wasn't even like meant as a criticism towards Steiner. I just think it's good to talk about the options that we could have I think unfortunately with Michelle, we're probably. I think we'll be lucky if we see her this year, and that's just me being completely honest. But
I think you're right.
and with Katie Reid, I think that's why personally I think we need a centre half in the summer, because I think Kadina's gone. Leah Williamson's, like, let's be true, she has a lot of injuries. Not her fault, but she does. So that just leaves you with Lotto and Catley. So that's why I think we do need a centre half. But because I think Katie Reid also won't be back till next year.
George, you're not having a little meltdown there, are you, mate?
No, mate. Because I actually believe that having Lotto against Chelsea would get us there, mate. Not like someone else. But yeah, we'll talk. Actually, I want to talk to you, Kev. We'll talk about Livy Smith, obviously, after her suspension. The one that in the chat they asked about 7 times if she was suspended for this game, when we said no. How do you think she done? Obviously, it was good to see her, like, seeing the positive aspects of her play, a goal, the pace that she has. I think she is the future on that side, isn't she?
Yeah. And I think some of the midfielders need to recognise that fact, because the majority, I mean, I don't think Libby saw the ball for the first 15, 20 minutes. Everything went down the right. But yeah, I mean, she's another one of these that's got a low centre of gravity, quick feet, and yeah, she can dance through players. And she can hit a ball.
Yeah,
she's not going to score. She's not going to score many tap-ins.
No,
we will see her hitting balls from outside the box, and we know full well she can do it. And she loves us as well. Look at the goal celebration on Wednesday night. Straight away, turn round and giving it the. She knows we love her.
Yeah, I think she's really good. I think she's got a very high ceiling, personally. Like, I think she's getting kicked left, right, and centre at the moment. So, and I think she's quite physical. Like, you know what I mean? That happened at Liverpool. Let's not get that twisted. But it's a bit like how it used to happen to Kai Saka when he was around her age. So if she gets to Kai Saka levels, we're not going to complain, are we? So,
just as long as he doesn't play the way Saka's playing this season.
He hasn't scored for how many games?
Yeah, moving on. Next, you'll be telling me Victor Gyökeres don't score.
He's at the moment. They're both Swedish.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, generally on the whole, Laura, obviously the performance, we was quite clinical, wasn't we? Yeah, we should have probably could have put a couple more away, but it was more about just getting the job done, wasn't it? Really, and getting players to have minutes. So like Chloe Kelly as well.
Yeah, it was good to obviously see Chloe back. It was nice to see her back, and it's good to obviously have another option on the bench for that wing. Yeah, I thought you're right, Claude. We could have had more, and we maybe could have had it up at the double figures. But I think personally, Arsenal know, just play the game nice, slow, simple. I know a lot of people were complaining that this is Arsenal and we should be showing a team like as far that who we are and what we can do. And obviously there was a few
6-0.
Yeah, there was a few complaints about how our content isn't clinical and blah blah blah. This same old shit, and I'm like, you're complaining that a team is up 6-0. But
welcome to the Arsenal fan base, Laura.
You can't get goals. So what do you want? What do you want from these players? There's players. There's people insulating Laia Kadina. Again, another player that doesn't get regular minutes. What are you expecting from the girl?
I do think she's quite slow. That's my only thing. I think she looked quite slow, but I don't know if that's where she's not been playing or if that is just. I just generally think Laia Kadina is slow as a centre back, but I'm not going to say, oh, she was awful. She made AS4 look this, look that. I just think she plays when she needs to. She's like obviously our probably fifth choice defender. Let's be honest, because I think Katie Reid fit would get ahead of her. So I think that's what people just don't think about. I think you win 6-0, you get the job done. You got no injuries, like no suspensions. To be honest, whether we were playing AS Far or AS Roma, it's all about confidence as well. Like you think, like Russo needed them goals. Like she ain't gonna care if it's who it's against at the end of the day. Like Frida probably needed that goal. Like I know we don't think she played that well, but the goal involvement's what she did have. She did need that as well. And another clean sheet for Borba. Like you know what I mean? Like so I don't think there's much to complain about really going into coming out of that AS Farm match. I think the positive was seeing Chloe Kelly play. Like we lose the Australians in a few weeks, I think, or a couple of weeks. So we're going to be needing to heavily rely on Chloe Kelly because obviously Ford, well, it's not hard, is it? But Ford won't be there. But I think Catley's obviously the one we'll probably miss the most. So that's when Darren, I will be hoping that Leah Williamson's back.
Yeah, tell me about
So,
it. But can I just clear one thing up? I'm not popping Frida Marnham. She had a reasonable game. It was just her finishing was woeful.
Yeah, I don't think she was player of the match. I thought that was a bit extreme. Personally, like I if you want to ask me who it was, I think it was Smeela Holmberg was player of the match. Personally,
Yeah. She was fantastic again.
Yeah.
What a player we've signed there. My word.
Yeah.
We could have a whole 60 minutes on that girl, I tell you.
Yeah. So I think the future with that is very bright. And then obviously, just while we're talking about the young players, obviously Lola Harbit has gone to Everton on loan, so that's quite interesting as well. Hopefully, she gets some minutes there so she can be tested in the WSL. And then
Where
we'll
is
see what
Viv
happens.
at the moment?
Viv,
Yeah.
City, mate.
No, Leah.
Oh, so what one do you want, Viv or Leah?
Viv. That's
Leah.
Viv and Leah.
No, I just wanted you up, mate.
Oh, okay. Let me doubting myself then.
You're not in Nottingham Forest.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Forest, I think. But it was disappointing with her last season because she was on loan in was it Southampton or somewhere like that, and she weren't really getting many minutes. And this is what I've said to other people: you can put your young players out on loan, but if they're not getting any game time, what's the point? It's wasted. And it's disappointing for their kind of their growth.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Viv was one of those that showed a hell of a lot of promise and then sort of stalled.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's
right.
Leah is at Forest.
Yeah, I think Naomi Williams. I'd be surprised if she's at Arsenal next season. Personally, I just don't. I think you have players at the wrong time, if that makes sense, and I just don't. And she's not. Whenever she goes on loan, she doesn't get enough games.
I think it depends on whether we get Dick.
Pardon? Oh, yeah, I've seen what you've done.
Yeah. If Dick comes in, and I think then that she goes because I don't see.
You've been dying to talk about Dick, haven't you?
Well, the rumours on Dick have gone. Yeah, they've gone a little bit loose at the moment, haven't they?
I think the rumours on Dick have gone very soft, and I won't really focus on that.
That was better than mine.
So we'll just have to see if Dick comes in the summer, but I don't think we.
Can we just call him Richard?
Moving on, otherwise we're going to get done for something else. I've had enough of YouTube on this week, so we'll talk about Sunday. James, what's obviously your thoughts going into the game? Are you confident with that? Corinthians in the first half against Gotham looked very, very good, didn't they? And then they seemed to tire a bit in the second half, but I think they still would deserve to be in the final, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I never saw much. I caught a bit of the Gotham and Corinthians game. I never saw a great deal of it because I was working. But I think on paper, it should be another walk the back.
I'm sorry.
I do right.
It's still
Sorry,
you.
Jack.
Chris's comment. Darren's into dick.
Yeah, this show's getting cancelled, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, but also,
as I say, it's another chance for us to build the confidence up. Obviously, as you say, like Frida, Russo, even Stina, Vicky Pulver, even another good run out. Let them do their stuff. Hopefully, grab another few goals and get that confidence up getting into the last run of the league.
yeah, I would like to see Pullover start in the 8, if I'm honest. Like, I wouldn't be dead against seeing Kim or Kyra start with Pullover and Mario in the 10. I think we'll probably put out more of our. I think probably be okay to put out more of our number 11, best 11 out, because we have got City next weekend. So obviously you want to still be playing those. And apparently Leah Williamson was named in the squad, wasn't she, or the Champions Cup thing? But I don't think she'll play. But
I think she would more so. I think a few of them were more so named just for the sake.
yeah,
If we win it to get a medal.
Do it,
Yeah.
John Terry.
I think she'll get some game time, but again, these are the kind of games where you can turn around and go, keep up match fitness in terms of come along, bit of training and stuff, but gear a rest. Get the ones that are coming back, kind of half injuries that don't really get much game time. I'd like to see them again get a bit of run it, and then
yeah.
get a few goals, half time, 5 subs, mix it up, and that's it. Kill the game off.
Yeah, I think like if you manage her game time, Kev, as well with Leah. Obviously, we've got to think of over the next few weeks. Obviously, we've got Man City, then we've got the Leuven games, haven't we? So you probably want to be having Leah managing her minutes going through them games, because obviously, like we said, we lose Steph Catley, don't we?
Yeah. I think providing, I mean, if we can be 2 or 3 up at half time, I think Leah might get the last 25 minutes. Yeah, I know it's the classic 65-minute subs, but that's probably whether we'd start Chloe on Sunday or not, I don't know. But yeah, I think Leah will probably get last 15, 20 minutes or something. If
Dorian's just said.
comfortable.
Dorian's just said that they were aiming for Leah to feature on Sunday, but a few things still need to be tested, which, you know, I mean, that's positive, because obviously if she can 15, 20 minutes, there's nothing to say that she couldn't play 45 against City, because like it wasn't that long ago that she played or started her first game. So it gives you more options. You're not limited to what you can do. Darren, obviously Sunday. What's your views on it? Would you keep the same team as Wednesday, or would you change it a bit and play a couple more of the first team regulars?
Yeah, I think she's going to have to step up to the strongest 11 that we can possibly field on Sunday. We can't take Corinthians lightly. They're a very good team, actually, aren't they, to be fair? Quite physical, so we need to bear that in mind as well. You know, we've got to watch out for injuries, particularly since we're still mid-season and they're not going to give a damn because they're off-season. But yeah, she's got to start the strongest 11. I think, for me, Borba stays in goal. She's done nothing to be dropped at all. Sorry to all the DVD fans out there, but
I think you can manage her minutes, mate. Like, this is the first time with DVD that you can. What's the point rushing her back? When you see we rushed her back to win the Champions League, evening Gav, she kind of, we've not had her for most of this season, let's be honest. So while against, obviously in the next couple of games, like the Man City game is going to be interesting, mate, because obviously we don't know what state the WSL is going to be in, because if City beat Chelsea on Sunday, they'll be going into that game against us 12 points clear. And personally, I think the league's over then. But so yeah, with Borba, I think I only think you play Van Donsar if she's 100% fit.
Probably against Bristol in the cup.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that game. So, but that's the sort of game you can bring her back slowly, isn't it? To be fair.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, strongest team for me, please, on Sunday.
Yeah. No,
Renee?
I agree. I agree. I think you might see. Annoyingly, I think we might see Russo in the 10 and Stina up front. I know people really disagree with me. I just don't like it. I'd rather you just play either Stina and bring Russo on, or vice versa. I don't think it works playing both of them. And I think we've got probably one of the best number 10s at the club, so play her there. It's not rocket science for me. So, Laura, are you echoing everyone else's views on the game, or do you still think there's still a bit of time to rotate and give player minutes that haven't really had many?
Yeah, no, I agree with the whole strong starting 11. Personally, one I think that Arsenal need to be aware of is the Corinthians right winger. She's I don't know if anybody noticed it during the game, obviously at Gotham, but she absolutely tore their left back to pieces.
What, Jess Carter?
Yeah, even though it was Jess Carter that caused the goal.
Yeah, she was awful. Jesus.
The Corinthians winger had obviously tore them apart, and I think we need to be very, very wary of her. I agree that I don't think we should brush Corinthians up past. I don't think we should brush them by as on the pitch and off the pitch. Clearly, we could see that the fans they're very loud. So in terms of Sunday, I think the whole of Arsenal need to show up. And that's off the pitch as well. So it is, and we know Arsenal can carry a crowd and can carry the noise, but sometimes at the Emirates it's just not worked. And I just think on Sunday the Arsenal girls are going to need that noise.
Yeah, so I want some singing for you for once, Darren.
I don't know if I'll be able to chant on Sunday. I don't think the Kimmy chant will be able to. Even though Darren was shocked by that on Saturday, gave me a good old look round in the pub, wondering who it was. But unfortunately, I don't think my voice will be able to maybe having the plague from the bridge. But yeah, I'll try my best.
It wasn't a look of shock; it was a look of admiration, Laura.
Admiring me, were you?
Yeah. Darren just wishes he had a Scottish accent like that.
He's interested.
But I think we just go into it playing our best 11, and if you're say 2 or 3 goals up and with say 20 minutes to go, you can also bring people off, can't you? And then go from that sense. Cool. We'll go around. Kev, what's your prediction for the final?
4-1.
Is that to Arsenal?
Nah, we're going to get hammered. Oh, yeah, obviously.
Good, yeah. Darren?
2-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah, I covered that. James?
I think we'll do all right again. I'm going to go confidence in the bag and go 6-0.
So, everyone laughed at me on last week's show when I said 5-0. And I was I was only 1 off. I was gutted. When that 6th goal went in, I thought, I've nearly got a prediction right.
I was the same with the prediction thing myself. I went 5-0 as well. It was a bit, as much as I was happy to see Russell score, it was a huge point of disappointment as well. So it was so close.
And Laura?
I'm going to go 4-0.
Cool. I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal. And I think we might see a cheeky Kimmy Little goal again, to be honest. So that's what I'm calling. Knee slide in front of the Corinthian fans. There you go. Take that back to Brazil. Cool. Thank you, guys. We'll probably wrap it up there. Just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat so far. Obviously, like we've said, thank you for all your support as well. So please hit that subscribe button on the Arsenal Women Chat Show and the Mr. Arsenal podcast and Highbury fans forever. That it's such a great community to be part of, and everyone's help is really appreciated. Darren, thank you for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. See you Sunday.
Yeah, see you Sunday, mate. Kev, same to you as well.
Yeah, always a pleasure, mate. Love it. And I'll see you on Sunday.
Cool. Thank you, mate. Maybe that's Claire Wheatley, so we better hurry up. Laura, thank you for all your help and everything, and just you being you as always.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to always give you a hand. It's yeah, and obviously if anybody who obviously donated to Ruby, if they want to come along with us and obviously pay Ruby a visit on Sunday, then we'll obviously be at the front of Arsenal's football ground to obviously gift her what we're going to hand over. So
What time are you doing? What's the plan for that? And they're not coming down to the pub.
yeah, we'll put it in the group chat and let you all know. Like,
Okay.
so
Yeah, but I don't think they are. But we'll put it in the chat when it's all confirmed and all that. Well,
There we go.
cool. James, thank you for coming on as well, mate. Appreciate it.
No problem, mate. Always a pleasure. I shall see you on Sunday, so long as I don't get told I'm not allowed to play.
No, mate, they let people fly in worse conditions than you, so you're fine. Cool. Right, we'll wrap it up there. Obviously, those who are going Sunday, see you Sunday. We will have a watch along again on Sunday, what Ryan will be doing. So please, obviously, support that by sharing it. And if you're not able to go to the game, it's really appreciated. So yeah, see you Sunday and come on, you Gunners.